So hello everybody, this is Sarah Estelle of sarahestelle.com. I have a great passion for sharing with as many people as possible how the committed use of flower essences can change our lives. So I'm here today with Rebecca Millar, who's one of the graduates of the diploma that I run. So welcome, Rebecca.
Good morning, Sarah. Thank you for inviting me along.
You're very welcome. So tell everybody about you, Rebecca.
I am a flower essence practitioner, and I specialise in helping women realise their dreams of running a heart-centred business, helping them to release their limiting beliefs and blocks to success with flower essences and coaching.
Very cool, very cool. And I can
very lovely work, very rewarding as well.
So it brings great pleasure to you.
Yes.
So one of the reasons that we're here together today is to share your amazing story and to share and give hope to others who might be choosing to watch what shifts can actually happen. So you just shared your full sacred work here, which is beautiful, but not so many years ago, you weren't in that space, were you?
No, it was not a nice place.
So what was life like before you committed to taking essences for your diploma?
I'd got to a stage that depression and dealing with it through alcohol had got to a very not good place. And I'd started on a journey through to deal with the depression through homeopathy, and it was my homeopath who recommended flower essences because I'm trained in horticulture, and I looked them up on the internet and instantly fell in love with the whole idea, the thought of working with flowers again, in an energy I didn't really understand, but it just spoke to my heart really. Looked on the internet and found your diploma, and started on the most incredible journey that I had absolutely no idea at the start. I remember you asking me, was I ready for change? And at the time I was ready to try and crawl out of the massive great hole that I was living in, that was really it was not a good place. And then before I signed up for the actual diploma, my middle child was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, and my husband walked out shortly after. So by the time I actually started the diploma, my whole life had just turned upside down. So on top of the depression and the alcohol abuse, there was a lot of change in life to embrace and accept, and flower essences certainly helped me do that.
Well, can you imagine what it might have been like had you not?
Don't even want to.
We're not going to go there. Shining beautiful light, but it's just good to just hold that space, isn't it? Because I know myself from my own journey that flower essences can, in inverted commas, save our lives, because they just
absolutely agree with that. Yeah, and not just save your life, to just completely and utterly turn it around. Yeah.
So for you, what do you feel that the essences used in the committed way during the diploma came in and dissolved? What was the underlying thing that needed to shift you from where you were to the woman that's in full health that we can see in front of us today?
One of the there were several undercurrents really. One of the main things when I came into the diploma was anger. I was very angry at my daughter's life being taken away. I mean, type 1 diabetes is a condition that just takes over everything. It's like every moment of the day you're thinking about how to deal with the is the blood glucose level right, and is she going high, is she going low, and with that comes a massive amount of overwhelm. And I had a very busy mind, and so of course I'm like always going over and over and over in my head, and also a big projection of concern for her, especially when she wasn't with me. And so those sort of combined, they were just so sapping and so impossible to get out of. And I really managed to, more than actually get control of them, to actually release my need to be in that way. So I've released the need to worry about her when she's out of my control. I can't do anything about it, so there's no need to do it. And the main thing that has really happened to me, is the main shift, is that I've come out of my head and I live my life in my heart space, which is quite a difficult thing to explain to someone who lives in their head. But it's just the most beautiful place to experience the world from. When you meet people or are in a situation and you're living in your heart space, you just see the good in things, and so you don't have the bad come at you as if you were thinking that the worst is going to happen. So I think those are my main shifts.
Beautiful. And I know it wasn't easy for you, and so just acknowledging your courage for that. So, but it's so worth it, as we can see, and this is kind of what we're celebrating. So what's now possible for you now that you are in this beautiful heart space of you?
My life has just completely changed. I, partway through the diploma, decided to move back to the West Country, which was a massive step for the children and I. The diabetes, how I deal with it, how I feel about it is so much easier. And we're getting really good control of her blood glucose, which is fantastic, just because I have clarity and I trust myself with how I deal with it. But the main thing for me now is I'm started up a new business, and helping women in business. I've been self-employed since my early 20s. Never in a very good way, because I was not in alignment. I was out of balance. And so now I'm in alignment, and I'm doing something I absolutely am passionate about. The flower essences are just making it so much easier and possible to share my passion with others, and to help other people start their own businesses.
How beautiful. Well, that's what they do, isn't it? That they that's what they excel at, just showing us how amazing we are. So well, thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you.
Thank you for having the courage to go there in the first place and join us. What was your favourite part of the diploma?
I don't know that there was any one particular point, but I loved I loved receiving my workbooks back. I loved the feedback, and to really get clear on my energy system, how I was shifting, because sometimes it's quite difficult when you're in the moment, and I'm a single mum of 3 and I've got so much going on, and it's really difficult to pick things out. But when you've sat down at the end of the month and you've put everything on paper, and you actually have sort of feedback of shifts have happened, might not feel that way, but actually from the outside world it's quite visible. That, I think, was the major thing, just feeling held and loved.
Thank you. So for anybody watching, we have the diploma has 12 different modules, so there are 12 opportunities, 12 workbooks, and we have a beautiful support team that works alongside me that holds this space to help us all shine back our lights into the world.
Well, so it wasn't easy doing the workbook sometimes.
Well, it's never easy looking at our darkness, is it? But
No.
you know, when we do, you're beautiful living proof of what happens when we do. And I see it all the time since the diploma started back in 2011, I think it was. You know, it just, this is what happens. So it's beautiful to be able to share it in this way. So do you have any words of wisdom for anybody thinking about taking flower essences, thinking about committing themselves to a journey of flower essences? What would you say?
Follow your heart and just go for it. In whatever way comes to you, really. Once flower essences speak to you, they whisper in your ear. It's a beautiful language. It's not always able to be understood, but on a mental level, but you understand, your heart understands it. Yeah.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you for sharing your journey. Thank you for being you, and wish you much success as your business.
Thank you for running the diploma.
My pleasure. Absolutely my pleasure. Okay, thank you. Okay,
bye-bye.